What a performance. What a game that Spain played a couple hours ago against Argentina. That was the most one-sided final I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen a lot of finals. I've seen Barcelona outplay their teams that they played against in the Champions League final. Last year, we saw PSG completely dominate Inter Milan. I think today's final was even worse, much more worse, to the point where Argentina had 0 shots on target. Spain completely dominated Argentina to the point where I did not expect this to even happen. I think we all didn't expect this to happen in any shape or form. We thought that Argentina would be pressing Spain, go back to back with Spain, but it was such a one-sided looped final that we have to give Spain their props for how they played in today's final, the game plan, the possession, the way they strangled and contained Argentina. It was like a snake strangling its prey. They just squeezed the life out of Argentina. They made Argentina run for the ball. And even though Argentina ran for the ball, they still couldn't get it. And the numbers show you that this was a complete dominant performance to the point where Argentina had 0 shots on target. How can you have 0 shots on target in a World Cup final? It just shows you just how Spain contained Argentina. And of course, Lionel Messi. I've never seen Lionel Messi so quiet in a World Cup final. This is Messi, one of the best players of all time, and he was quiet. It was that much of a dominant performance. It was insane. Now, the numbers show you that this was a game plan that Spain planned and they executed to perfection. And shout out to Luis de la Fuente, hope I'm saying his name right, for setting up the Spain team to contain and control the possession of the Argentina team. And the numbers tell you here itself, 65% ball possession from Spain compared to 35% of possession from Argentina. 20 total shots from Spain and only 2 shots from Argentina. 12 shots on target and 0 shots on target from Argentina. 4 big chances from Spain and 0 for Argentina. This was a complete dominant performance. There is no way around this. And props to Spain for playing like that. People say the way Spain play is boring, the way they play, it's very monotone, but the way they play is effective. And the way they've played today reminds me of how they played back in 2008 to 2012, where they won the Euro 08 competition, the World Cup 2010 competition, and Euro 2012. And I feel like Spain were more entertaining in Euro 08 and Euro 2012, and they were quite boring in the World Cup final in 2010. But guess what? They were effective and they won it. They had many 1-0 wins, sort of like in this competition as well. They didn't score a lot of goals, but they kept the ball and they scored in vital moments. And they're so good defensively. They are so good defensively. This is an Argentina team that has Lionel Messi, Julian Alvarez, two of the best attackers in the entire world, and they were so quiet. They were so quiet. This Spain team may not be as talented as Iniesta and the Xavi era, but they have a game plan and they've grown up in a system where it's tiki-taka, passing, pass and move, possession, find each other, attack together, defend together. And we have seen that happening. And for me personally, they are the deserved champions of the World Cup. No one can refute that. This Spanish team are the deserved champions of this World Cup. And I'm quite disappointed with Argentina. I thought they would come with a lot more bites, a lot more pressure, a lot more aggressiveness. And they were very quiet. In fact, like the way they played reminded me of Paraguay. Not as bad as Paraguay, against a France game, but it was like there was some dark arts happening. The fouling, the talking. You saw Messi trying to get Cucurella sent off for for some nonsense acts, right? And we saw Enzo Fernandez tackle Pau Kubasi quite horrendously as well. And then we saw the end of the game where Paredes attacked Eric Garcia and then Gavi. This was just pure unsportsmanship. I did not like the way Argentina approached the game during the game and after the game. They tried to rattle Spain. They tried to unsettle Spain. They tried to get a Spanish player or two sent off, but Spain kept their composure. Spain kept their composure. And this was an incredible game by Spain. For a neutral, you could say, yes, the final was quite boring, just Spain dominating the ball. But I found it quite interesting as to seeing how Spain play, the identity. And it's like they reminded me of Barcelona of the Pep Guardiola days, right? Not as much entertaining as Barcelona when they had Iniesta, Xavi, Messi in the false nine, Pedri on the left wing, and Dani Alves as a right back, bombing forward. No one as entertaining as that, but just how they keep the ball and are quite effective, quite simply effective in the way they play, the passing, the movement, the way they work as a team, the way they contain teams, the way they attack together and defend together. This is how football should be played. Football is a team sport. Football is a team sport. It is a team sport. Yes, we have been spoiled with the Ronaldos, the Messis, the Hazards, the Neymars. Yes, incredible individual players. But don't forget that football is a team sport. You attack together and you defend together. And I saw that play out in Spain's play in the final today. The identity of keeping the ball, passing, moving, attacking together, defending together. This was just awesome watching. And if you're neutral who's new to football, that is what football is about. This was an incredible game by Spain. And I want to say a huge shout out to the manager of Spain. He's been with the Spanish national team youth system, under 16s, under 17s, under 21s, made a big jump to the Spain national team. And you can see how the players that are currently in the Spain national team are probably players that he's also coached when they were younger, under 17s, under 18s, under 21s. It's a system that is all interconnected. The Spanish footballing, the Spanish nation, the Spanish country, the way they take football seriously from the youth levels to the national team levels, and it's one core system: tiki-taka, keeping the ball, pass and move, make space, create space, close space, defend together, attack together. We saw that play out, and this is something that has taken decades of work. This is not something you can do overnight or a couple months. This is a many years long progress, potentially decades that started with Johan Cruyff and his Barcelona team or Ajax team. And I was seeing it play out in the past couple of decades. Spain winning the Euros back-to-back, 08, 2012, winning the World Cup in 2010. And now they're running it back. Now European champions 2 years ago, beating England, and of course now World Cup champions. These guys are the team to beat. And we were all saying how, it's France. France are the team to beat. France have the best attack. But now we saw how France's midfield is such a weak point in their system. The French system has prioritized attacking and, creating talents like Olise, Mbappe, Barcola, Dembele, all world-class talents. But the midfield part, they've not had that talent come through, not since Zidane, if I'm honest with you. Not since Zidane. That in the middle, not since potentially Johan Gourcuff. But the Spanish system, it for some reason is creating great defenders. We see it in Pau Kubasi, great midfielders. We see it in Rodri, in Ruiz, great attackers. We see it in Lamine Yamal. We see it in Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres. We're seeing the Spanish system play out in real time, and it is a joy and a wonder to see. Spain are deserved world champions, deserved European champions, and I feel like for me the best Spain game was a Spain versus France game. Yes, it wasn't a high scoring game, but it was a game where we saw how Spain completely dismantled and controlled and contained the outrageous French attack. We saw that. And you know what? That happening, right? We saw Spain contain Mbappe, Elise, Barcola, Doué, with such ease. How on earth did we feel like Messi and the Argentinian attack had any chance? The French attack is better than the Argentinian attack. And here's me thinking that, Argentina, they have Messi, they have Julian Alvarez, they're going to cause Spain troubles. That was that made no sense. They contained the best attack in the World Cup, the French team. So how on earth did the Argentina team even have a chance in the first place? How on earth did the Argentinian attack even have a chance in the first place? The Spanish team is a joy, in my opinion, to watch, because it's a system that they've never deviated away from in the past 50 years, the 1970s. That La Masia system, the Barcelona system, the pass and move system. It is a system that works for Spain, and they do it so well. Spain are deserved world champions. This was a World Cup final where we hoped we'd see a 2022 repeat, 4-3 or 4-4, 3-3, before going to penalties. That wasn't happening. Spain don't allow much goals in. This is the most, probably one of the greatest defensive performances I've seen from a World Cup team in history. I think they only let one goal in all tournament. And we all saw yesterday, a couple of days ago, Mbappe scored 2 goals, become not only the World Cup all-time top scorer, but also the current top scorer of the World Cup 2026. And we thought, okay, Messi's just one behind. Messi's going to score 2 or hat-trick in the final. It didn't happen. They kept Messi out. They completely kept Messi out. Messi looked lost. If I'm honest with you, Messi looks so lost. And we don't see Messi looking lost in games like that. Normally we see Messi take a game by its throat and control it. Spain would not allow that to happen. Pau Kubasi had a great defensive performance. Cucurella had a great defensive performance. Laporte had a great performance. Pedro Porro had a great performance. It was all round a great team performance. And please, don't even let me get started on Rodri. Rodri is a special player. And I will not be surprised if he won the Ballon d'Or again this year. I will not be surprised. The way he played, controlled the game, the way he defended, his passing, his vision, his the way he views the game was incredible. Was simply outrageous. And I'm sorry, if you're Real Madrid and you don't want to buy Rodri, I just don't understand. You need a player like that. This was a final of showing how teamwork wins games. In my opinion, there was no individual stand-up performance. I'd say Rodri probably Rodri and Pau Kubasi. However, I feel like everyone played so great in the Spanish team. It was a great team performance. So these guys are the deserved world champions. And for Argentina, I didn't like how they played. It's like they didn't come to play, came with the dark arts, trying to get the player sense off, maybe try going into penalties. That was just no. I wanted to see more of an attacking Argentina, more pressing. And I honestly believe that Argentina were missing someone like Angel Di Maria. I believe that Argentina were missing someone like Angel Di Maria, someone that could run at defenders, make space, go past the player, spark something. But he's retired from the team. And Messi is like the main guy, and he can't do everything. Messi is 39. And you can see his age out there. So congrats to Spain, and I'm looking forward to seeing how, if they're going to defend it in the next World Cup. I'm looking forward to seeing how Yamal, who'll be 23 in the next World Cup, might ball out. We've got the Euros 2 years from now. So an exciting time for football. Congrats to Spain, and shirtless match day here, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.